Hello everyone, welcome back to Doctor Who and Autism celebrations, where we continue the group episodes for the anniversary of Doctor Who, 60th anniversary. And yeah, it's going to be quite cool because as the recording of this episode, January the other day we saw the trailer for the Doctor Who anniversary specials. So we can talk about that in more depth, because I know last time everyone here who's on the call today was here. It was last year, I think, maybe October. No, not October. What am I saying? August, maybe August, September time. And it's been a while, so we all get to catch up and see how we're doing. And yeah, it's gonna be fun to talk about Doctor Who. So, just in case no one knows who any of you are, in your chance, no one knows who you are. I'm gonna get you all to introduce yourselves. In the order that people joined. So, Holly, I'm going to start with you. If you introduce yourself first.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Cool beans. Hi, my name is Holly Hensley. I'm also Ray Faye Cosplay on TikTok. Mostly a River Song cosplayer. Many others, but what else I say?
I think that's it. Like, I like it. I like that you've got your river hair on today.
Yes. Most people are really surprised that this is not my real hair, but you know, my real hair is safely tucked up underneath here to create illusion.
No one would know. No one would know if it wasn't your hair.
No.
No.
Sonic that out of you.
Yeah. But for thanks, Holly, for coming back for another episode.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. It's gonna be really fun. So, Chelsea, hello again.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you're unmuted.
Well, hello. I'm Chelsea, and I cosplay Donna Noble, and also on TikTok known as Magica Shadow Queen. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, really.
Yeah. I think last time it was you and Holly. I think we all did an episode together, didn't we? And I think I remember you saying that you'd like to do it again. So here we are. But yeah, it's great to have you back again, Chelsea.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Two Donna Nobles in the house already. Yeah. David, hello. How are you doing?
Unmute.
Unmute.
Sorry. Are we working? Yes. Hello. Yes. Hello. Oh, technology all over the place, but that's fine. Hello, my name is David. I am a 11th Doctor cosplayer on TikTok and all places of time and space, and I go by Haunted Spirit Cosplay. I am an avid 11th Doctor fan, and yes, absolutely brilliant. So it's a pleasure to see everyone again.
Yeah, it's a nice mix, because it'd be nice in a world where Donna met the 11th Doctor, I think.
Oh, dreams can come true one day. One day.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't remember how many times you've been on, David. I think it was a couple, isn't it?
Ooh.
Two. Yeah.
Two times.
Two times. I think we did a reunion episode last year, and then
yes,
you came on by yourself.
Indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great to have you back on, David. Because you liked it that much.
Yes, it's an absolute pleasure to be back.
Thank you. Ryan, hello.
See, I can do it. I don't know what you guys couldn't figure out, but yeah, so my name is Ryan. I cosplay the 10th Doctor. I refer to myself as the Wish David Tennant. But and my TikTok handle is Ginger Doctor Who, and I haven't done it in a while because that costume is really hot.
Yeah.
So,
it's also tough to put it on, isn't it? Sometimes
it's the sideburns. The sideburns probably take the longest because I'm so such a perfectionist about those sideburns.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his sideburns change during the seasons. So
Yeah. They do. It's annoying. Yeah. But thanks, Ryan, for coming back on again. It's been a while since we spoke, so it's nice to catch up. Yeah. So everyone, it's good that we're all here. But the first question I want to ask is, what did we all think of the trailer the other day? Did we like it? Did we not like it? Did we hate it? I better not say that, but did we? What do we all think of the trailer?
So I just watched it today. I've been putting off watching it because I generally don't watch previews because they give away a lot of the. Yeah, there's a lot of spoilers. They give away a lot of what's already going on, maybe like 60% of what's going on. And I was just like, I need to catch up. I need to watch it, see if they put anything on their new, and of course. And I'm like, so I liked it. I can't wait for the new episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it.
You loved it as well.
It was very cinematic, and I felt they did enough where it didn't spoil everything. I mean, we got more of Neil Patrick Harris as the toy maker, which was now confirmed. So all those suspicions were finally confirmed. And then, but there was enough where we still don't know a lot about how he's going to be interacting with the world, but we know there's enough where it's like, oh gosh, what's going to happen next? Like it does what a trailer should do. It doesn't spoil any major things, and it gives us enough of a taste to really reel us in. Though we would have watched it anyway because Doctor Who. But it's, and also, can we just say that Avengers unit building? Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's very Avenger-y, isn't it?
I love that unit is having a bigger role, and this is something me and a few other fans have talked about. That unit kind of got sidelined a lot in the past few seasons, and even past that. So it's nice to see unit really coming back to being a major part of the Who universe.
Yeah,
The unit has been missed, hasn't it?
Mm.
Like last couple of years or the last 7 years, maybe.
yeah. Even during 11's time, Unit made just like maybe one episode, two episodes.
Yeah, at the
and
most.
that was we got just a splash of Kate in during 11's series, and a few more times in 12, and once during 13.
Yeah, I think in
So,
Flux, wasn't it? It was,
Yeah.
she appeared. Yeah,
she came out with the other two companions from classic.
oh, Power of the
So,
Doctor. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that was it was a shame that was like in Kate's interactions in the last series, because she didn't really do much. She acted differently as well. I think between, if you remember from the 11th Doctor, she was more in power, and back in with the 13th Doctor, Kate was very sidetracked and do as I told kind of thing. So I'm glad Kate's back and she gets to be in charge again.
the Nick Fury of the Who universe.
Yeah, she's collecting the medals of the Doctors, though.
Yeah.
She needs the cool eye patch somehow.
She can pull it off as well. That woman is amazing.
She could.
Yeah, it's very good to have Unit back, and bigger, a bigger. Like the building is very good. It's got a helipad, so that's very nice to have a nice helicopter part of the unit. But from the 11th Doctor, David, what do you think of the Doctor not being picked up, because you don't like that?
Kate Lethbridge Stewart, a word to the wise, as I'm sure your father would have told you, I don't like being picked up. Oh, I had to do that. I love that quote. Yeah, I think David Tennant, and especially 10 and 14, I don't think they would have really got close enough. Maybe a hug, but I think yeah, they'll be like, no, don't pick up Island. But then it's just like, nope, I'm suddenly in a helicopter and I'm happy about it. So who knows? Like 14 is a completely different Doctor. So we'll hopefully. I'm really hoping 14 is going to be slightly different than 10. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. But yes, he gets picked up in a helicopter again. This time he's actually sitting in it.
Yeah, this time is it's a little different this time around, which is I'm hoping 14. I'm hoping all it is that he looks like 10, that he's not going to have his personality, because 14 is supposed to be a completely different regeneration, just with 10's face, because he's got vanity issues.
Yeah, that's what
sorry.
He's a completely different Doctor. You know, just the same.
I hope he
face.
acts like 7. 7, 14, it would be funny.
Yeah.
I think when the first few teasers came out, I was a little bit worried because he is saying like Alonzi, and I'm like, oh, please don't be another 10. Because the thing is,
11 said Alonzi too.
yeah, but he's his own Doctor,
Right.
and he has a completely different character arc where like, and he can quote it, and he even does fantastic from 9. But I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, David Tennant's a brilliant actor, and I'm really hoping he stands by what he says, where he says 14 is not 10.
Yeah.
But from what I was seeing on the early teasers, I was getting a little bit worried because again, he was acting a little bit like him, and he was going Alonzi. I'm like, oh, please be a different incarnation, because that was my worry when he was first casted. I was like, oh, is he just going to do 10 again? So we'll see. I mean, I'm open to it. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I mean, obviously, I know they have to bring some similarities with bringing Donna back. They have to have that kind of familiarity, but I'm still hoping for, at least with an incarnation that's brand new, to be a little bit different. So we'll see. But I'm sure if anyone can pull it off, Tennant can. So fingers crossed.
He looks, from what I see and the little tiny clips that we've seen, especially in the last trailer that we've seen, like you can see that he's a bit more angry than 10.
Yeah, he's a bit more serious. Kind of like taking off with 12.
Yeah, because like with 10, we never saw him really shout in the 10th Doctor. He was very selfish. At times, a lot of the time, he's a very selfish Doctor. But from the way 14 is, by some of the shouting scenes, he's going crazy.
I think.
Yeah.
I think very, very, very quickly. I think adding on to what you were saying, Mesa. I think with 10, he was very shouty, especially when he was out, because he's like, "I am talking." Yeah, that's like. But I feel with 14, and this is where I'm kind of, when the new trailer came out, this kind of alleviated some of my worries that I was saying about earlier, that when he's talking, he's a lot more, it sounds like he's downtrodden almost. He's a lot more somber.
He's a lot more calm.
Yeah. So
it's that calm anger. It's that real calm anger that can really get you going,
especially when he says, your fight is with me at that scene. Like, so it's gonna really get to him, because like you could see even in the brief clips, like he is really sending 14 round the ringer.
I think that this time around they should have actually let him use his natural Scottish accent. It's about time.
That would. I think so. I absolutely
because making him do the other accent is just fueling 10. But if you let him do his natural accent,
then he's a completely different Doctor. Yeah,
exactly.
Then he's a completely different Doctor, because he's got a completely different accent, even though he's got 10's face. Because again, he's vain. 10 has vanity issues.
I had vanity issues at the time.
Well, we all know River has vanity issues, but you know, that's a completely different
At least
story.
he doesn't
He
look
gets
like
away
a
with it, though.
12-year-old on a man's
Yeah,
body.
But I think you're right, Holly. I think giving it and Ryan, I think giving him the Scottish accent would give him enough differential from 10 while still keeping those similarities that people want to get hooked. Is like they want to see 10 meet Donna, but instead we're getting 14 meeting Donna. So at least then that would be a little bit of similarities while still kind of having that different. He's like, oh, he's got his natural Scottish accent. I know it's not a huge difference, but it's enough where it kind of puts it away from 10 and people going, oh, it's 10 again.
Well, and then
basically.
Donna can always come up with new insults for him that way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. You know, skinny man. You know, now she can be
I
like,
love that
"Oh,
scene. Like,
whatever."
even the first teaser, I started laughing. I was like, oh, skinny man.
They should have made him a ginger too, finally. He's been
Yeah,
fighting
they were like,
too long.
he's the one that started the whole "Am I ginger?" 11 did it, but 12 and 13 didn't even mention it. I'm like, oh, come on, running gag, let's go.
Especially with Donna as well, who is ginger.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm fairly ginger.
I think actually there's I mean, I could be completely remembering this wrong. There is a couple of scenes in the early teasers where his hair is slightly red. I don't know if that's the lighting or it's just me, but there's especially the scene where he's going, if she remembers me, she will die. And you're seeing a very close
he's
up.
got a little bit of ginge
Right in the
tinge,
front.
but it could also be the lighting. We won't know until we, you know, see the new episode and be like, he's ginge.
He's finally
It's
ginger,
because
he's a
he was
ginger.
shooting Good Omens at the same time. So he was having to go back and forth.
Oh.
Because if you watch Good Omens, he has the
Yeah.
Doctor sideburns as Crowley right
Oh,
now.
I've got to rewatch season 2 again and have a look at that.
He does. He has the sideburns.
That would explain it then.
Yeah, he's finally ginger.
I was going to say, I thought we were onto something there, but it was just a multi-universal Doctor.
Just coincidence.
Crowley's just an alternate universe Doctor.
He is. He's got to be. Yeah. He's got that a bit of sadisticness about him that the Doctor does. Not bit. He is.
I'm curious to see what happens with Meat as well. How they're going to do Meet the
Yeah, it's they're keeping Beat the Meat very like with what he's saying, because the only thing we've heard him say in the trailer is meep, and
monsters.
Yeah, monsters. So yeah, he's very cute, and I can't wait for them to release like a Doctor Who plushie or something.
We know it's coming. Merchandise is on its way.
Everybody's gonna have that little squishy alien plush. He's so cute. I wanted it. And Donna has to go poke his eye out.
I love. What the hell?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Such
I
a
love
Donna
Donna.
reaction.
I can't wait to see Donna in all her Donna glory, and hopefully she gets the closure that she needs.
Yeah. Do we
I
think?
just apologize for being so quiet. I'm just quite shy.
Oh, no worries.
Stop being quiet. Be Donna. Be what the hell, bollocks.
Kick its ass.
Hey,
That's why I'm always so quiet. It's just also why I never come on live as well. When I get invited on TikTok, it's like, no, it's okay.
I am doing the 10th Doctor. I'm eating.
Snacking.
Me to eat.
Yeah. Do we think? Do we think that the Donna will survive in the 60th anniversary specials?
She better. I'm gonna be kicking some booty. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of sadness and crying, especially when we see Bernard Cribbins.
That will be sad.
I kind of want it to go really dark. I know that's probably just me. Like, I kind of want to see, like, not everyone can be saved, and I think Donna should have the send off that she deserves. But I think something should happen, especially with a big villain like the Celestial Toymaker.
Oh yeah, a main character should get. But,
Yeah.
You know,
And it can't be Bernard because we know in real life he's passed away. So please
I
don't
guess
use
it's
that
gotta
as
be
an
Sylvia.
excuse.
Sylvia has to.
If they do that, I'm not going to be happy.
No, they'll treat him with respect. I think like
Yeah.
he's such
Oh,
a.
no. They'll be alright in the streets if Gramps.
I want to see him on the hill. I want to see Bernard on the hill.
One last time, seeing the
Yeah.
Okay,
TARDIS
hell,
fly away.
with the telescope.
Yes.
Hill with Rose. Hill with Rose, Donna's daughter.
With the granddaughter, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be nice to see.
I was gonna say, if you say Rose Tyler, I'm done.
No.
No,
No,
not
she
that
can stay in
Rose.
her alternate
No,
universe.
she can stay Opar in her alternate universe. The Rose, the daughter of Donna, and I forget what his name is.
I do think the Toy Maker will be teasing the 14th Doctor with Rose though, with Rose Tyler, because like there's a daughter called Rose, and he's gonna be thinking, what? Rose? So that's where I think she'll get mentioned, not knowing if she could have been in it or not is another question, but we'll see. We'll see.
There's a lot of references. I mean, just the screwdriver alone is a reference to past Doctors. And I mean, there's a lot of things. If you look at the trailer, and I don't know if anyone saw this article, someone did like a shot by shot, but one of the posters in the corridor where the TARDIS is an advertisement for the department store that Rose Tyler worked at from the first episode.
Yeah, I don't look that
Yeah.
closely into it because it's a trailer, but no, I'm gonna have to now go look back and see all the details that I missed before because I'm looking at the characters.
Above it,
Yeah.
they have something to do with Peter Capaldi saying, and
Yeah.
Scotland as well.
Come on, multi-doctors. Bring my 11 back, please.
Please bring my husband back.
I really hope if they do 11, and this is something Matt Smith back, is I want to see the Tweed with the Ponds like one last time, or Amy. I'd love to see Matt in his original outfit if they do a return.
You know,
Because-
they could show him from the past, since the Doctor has been known to replicate someone he knew from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
my beloved Ponds.
I'd
I
love
know-
to see Amy with 14.
I know Karen Gillan put a TikTok video on not long ago, like 2 months ago, and not like the other day or last week. She put I don't know what I was doing, because she had this script. Had doing a video about a script that she didn't say what it was. So I don't know what it is, but if she's saying stuff like that, maybe Doctor Who, hopefully.
If she
That'd
came
be-
back, I would just love to see Arthur as well come back.
Yeah.
Oh God, it is.
The Whoniverse or the multiverse is it looks good. Like from this trailer that we see, like when you know the part when the Doctor said something that comes into this world, I think potentially the Toy Maker may not come alone. Maybe other things will come through as well, potentially that we don't know about. So that can maybe lead to maybe companions or Doctors.
My beloved Ponds, please.
Yeah.
Clockwork Dog.
Come along, Pond.
Yeah. It would be nice to see him back, but yeah, I'm just very interested to see where Shooty fits into all of this.
I have a Spidey tingly sense that, like, I think 14's gonna sacrifice himself, like, to finish Toymaker and then regenerate from that, because I think.
I was just agreeing, because that's what I thought. Something along with the sacrificing. It's not. It's either to maybe protect Donna and her family. That's what kind of. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just
No, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is where they trick us. This is where they trick us in the latest trailer. When the Doctor said, "I don't know if I can save you this time," we all probably think that's probably the last episode. That's going to be the giggle, isn't it? But it might not be. It might be like he might be saying that straight away. And what I personally think is the Toy Maker's here playing a game, so give Donna a chance to keep her memories if they win the game. But if they lose the game, Donna dies. or something. Maybe something along those lines, where the game, something like that, maybe.
The
He
thing,
dies, you're
oh,
right in
the-
the streets.
yeah.
Wait, I know how to include 11 and just ruin it for everyone. What if the master came back, but Matt Smith played the master?
I know he said he wants to play the master. That would be amazing.
That'd
I'd
be
love to
cool.
see him. Smith as the
Yeah.
I
master.
know. Can you see? He's
Yeah,
like,
the master took his face.
Yeah, I think it
that's
was
the
like,
best you could come up with.
yeah, he was like, I don't know if it's possible if I can because I played the Doctor, but I want to play the Master as well.
Hey, if a
It's
Roman
possible.
citizen can come back as the Doctor, anything's possible.
Yeah, yeah, it would
But
be nice.
I think people have to remember though, like bringing back such a big villain like Celestial Toymaker, that the thing with the Celestial Toymaker is all his games are rigged, and the only reason the Doctor survived the first time was because he tricked him. He didn't technically win, so I'd be interested to see how the game is rigged this time around.
Yeah, the Toymaker's a sore loser.
Very much so. He's very childish. He's a god.
Yeah.
That's very childish.
Yeah,
You just also have to hope the Doctor remembers him, because as we all have seen, there are certain parts of the Doctor. Every time he regenerates, there are certain things he forgets.
Yeah, because it's not only it's rewriting his DNA and also some of his memories.
I
So,
think he does remember him. If you watch the new trailer, there's moments, and I think Mason, you might have seen
Yeah.
these. He goes like he looks like he knows who it is, and there's even Donna going like, do you know who he is? Like, and there's moments where you can actually see that recognition in what 14 is doing in the scene.
yes,
He doesn't blatantly go, I know who you are, but I think there's a lot of clues to say, yes, he does know who it is. Sorry, Chelsea. Go.
This is my little special hidden, like I'm not gonna like admit that I know who you are kind of thing. And that's what I thought.
yes.
yeah,
And
you just see the recognition flick in his eyes, but he doesn't want to say anything. Doesn't want to give it away. Like, oh, who you are.
he doesn't want to scare Donna. I think
Yeah.
maybe that's why he's not saying anything.
Mhm.
And it's good. That scene I'm so looking forward to seeing that one, to find out what the Doctor says and why they are in a shop in the first place.
Or how she knows this is a TARDIS. We'll see how she gets to
Yeah.
that. She gets her memories back, or he just says you're the TARDIS, or how that all is gonna play
Without
out.
her head exploding.
Yeah,
Mm.
without her brain going and Donna cheese going everywhere. Yeah.
Donna, she's
It looks
yeah.
like aerosol cheese coming out of her ears.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like speaking about that scene, like earlier this year, I went to see locations on 60th. And I went to the shop. It was a cafe, and there's me just because if we can remember from the first trailer, I think it was the Christmas trailer last year, where we see a guy with an umbrella, and that's all been forgotten about, I think, now, because like we've all moved on to it's been so long ago, but we've all forgotten about the guy with the umbrella walking through the toy maker shop, and it don't look like the 14th Doctor to me. It don't look like the toy maker to me. So I wonder who that is. But to cut a long story short, I go there and I have tried to recreate that scene. So I've got my umbrella and I'm going through, and everyone's staring at me like, what am I doing? Because the umbrella is big and I can't get through the door, so I have to duck. So I get through the door, and it's so funny.
I wonder if it's Donna's husband. Like there might be something.
Sean, that's his
Yeah,
name.
Sean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe something's tied, like the toy maker's tied to Sean in some way. That'd be interesting, because it gives the stakes as well, and it would involve Donna right then and there with the plot. Like it's like one of those old mythic stories of a god coming down to a mere mortal and like beckoning and like saying, "Hey, I can offer you this in exchange," but. Because we've not seen Sean in any of the trailers, so I'm interested. Is daughter's there? Donna's there, but Sean's not in that, so I'm interested.
Unless they
I'm
Disneyed
intrigued.
him.
Yeah. Your
Go,
father
Dad.
died, but you
Yeah.
must go on an epic quest now, Rose.
He is actually in one of the trailers.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in there for a split second,
Yeah.
but you do see.
He's like,
Yeah. You know when
you're
the doctor says how long's he? He's
Yeah.
the taxi driver.
Sean's come a long way from his job.
Wow, Donna, you can choose them.
Yeah.
Well, as long as she's happy, that's the thing that.
One of the books, I think.
Yeah, I think he's a taxi driver now, Sean, and maybe that's his involvement in the specials.
I hope not. Terrible. Like, hey, Sean, we haven't seen you, a couple of decades. Oh yeah, you're the taxi driver. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You're a size 2 character now. You got even lower than you were in End of Time.
In all honesty, we haven't seen much of Sean in Doctor Who. Like, he's
No.
only been in a few scenes, and I don't know if they bringing him back just because of the family. But yeah, it'd be nice if he has more involvement in it. Sean
I can't wait to see what the Sonic does in
Yeah.
these specials.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that, and it's like, in the actual trailer when they're all in the house, and Donna and the 14th Doctor actually gets slapped by Sylvia, and when all that
Yeah.
chaos is going down, if you watch the trailer, you'll see the 14th Doctor when everyone's getting shot and the unit are blowing the house up, presumably each unit. And the 14th Doctor's is holding this like in his hand, like it's got a force field. So I don't know, maybe the sonic screwdriver has got extra abilities now where you can just wave it around like a wand.
Maybe it'll do wood this time.
He finally had an app for it. He developed it.
Yeah.
Leviosa.
It doesn't do wood.
That's rubbish.
Hey, don't diss the Sonic.
Reminds me something from, I think it was which book, I can't remember which book it was, but I remember the doctor gave Donna a sonic screwdriver, but it was actually made out of wood. In one of the books, she actually asked, does it work on wood? And he goes, no.
It's an actual just Sonic. It's just a screwdriver.
Yeah, it's just a sonic screwdriver. Yeah.
But did anyone
yeah.
very quick? Did anyone notice like it seems like humanity's fighting each other?
Yes, I thought there was something along those lines.
How
like,
do you fight the human race? I think was the
I think was
line.
Kate that said that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How do we fight the entire human race? Yeah.
Oh.
End of time vibes. Yeah. What I think's happening there, actually, I think that's a dream when everyone's fighting the human race. Because if we spot in the trailer where the 14th Doctor, I think he's at unit and he's saying, I had a memory. And I think that's the memory where it may be in his past, that like Donna's there as well. I think it's a memory. I think I might be wrong, but it could be a memory.
Could be with cheese.
Which
Everything's with cheese.
Yeah.
TikTok, they're gonna destroy the human race with TikTok.
With cheese. Cheese flavored TikTok. I don't know.
TikTok, yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Cheese talk.
Cheese talk.
hashtag cheese talk.
Thank you to my
Talk.
coming to my cheese talk. Cheers.
We should do that. Have cheese talk, like TED Talk, but it's all about cheese.
Cheese. It's
This
about
is a
culture,
brie.
cheese.
It's 3 years old. It's aging well.
This brie is squishy. Look as I toss it against the wall.
My apologies. It is what Stephanie calls half-past Vyvanse, which means my medication has worn off.
Now, the question remains still from Power of the Doctor. Did the clothes regenerate with him? And was that involved with the toy maker? Or was that just them deciding not to put Tennant in 13's clothes?
Well, that was actually I forgot his name now. What's his face? Why am I having
Russell T.
brain fart?
Davis?
Yes, he decided that he felt that it was offensive to put Tennant in Jodie's clothes.
You thought
But
it was
it's a
fun to
lie.
put Jodie in 12's clothes?
Yeah.
We're not gonna go
Yeah.
there.
I know,
We're
I
not
know.
gonna
but
get on that
it's-
discussion.
Yeah,
I think
was
given
like,
Matt probably would have won. Like,
you
a
know,
few-
David's worn a
Fine.
dress.
Oh, I know. I've seen him in drag. So
I was like, just to see them in the high pants that she wears, that would have been
Yeah.
that would have been it for me. I would have been, that's great.
also the question also remains: had he regenerated with 13's clothes, did he still have the earrings, or were they just blown off?
They must have just blown off because I didn't see them on because
No. They just
you
faded
know
away.
Jody, when she put her hand down and 12's rings fell off because she got tiny hands and he got bigger
Tiny
hands.
hands.
Hmm?
Well, if it could be because of David Tennant's nickname that he can't wear high pants.
Hmm.
What
Yeah.
Billy Piper called him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a
Yeah,
reason.
but the master didn't have any issues wearing Jody.
Yeah.
True.
I have a feeling he's probably covering for something.
Yeah, it is. But the question remains.
This is going to be like a new segment of the show.
Yeah. We should call the
The
episode
question
that.
remains.
We should.
2 hours later, we're still talking
Yeah.
about the chiz and the why David couldn't wear
Yes.
these clothes.
Yeah, but another question remains: will Shooty? Well, no, will we go back to the 13th Doctor in the specials, and will she regenerate into Shooty this time?
I think Shooty. I think this is again something me and some fans have talked about. It's a theory, a game theory. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel that 14 wasn't supposed to be. I feel that it was Shooty was truly the 14th Doctor, but something interceded the regeneration that caused.
Could have been the toy duder.
Yeah. Well, this is what we're thinking, is that the toy makers probably was still watching them while messing with that regeneration, because that Shooty, the reason why he's going like, what the hell is going on here, is that he's stuck on the void that we saw in Power of the Doctor, that he was left at the edge, that he was supposed to be the next Doctor, but something interceded the regeneration process. So that it'll be interesting to see if we get an explanation, or it's just no, it was supposed to be 14 then 15. But I will be interested to see if they explore more of that void aspect that they had.
Yeah, I think it, although with the edge, I think it would be too obvious and too easy to do that, because we've just had that all done. It would be nice. It'd be nice to have all the Doctors in it. You've got maybe the 11th Doctor, 12th Doctor. It'd be lovely, but I just think, I don't know. Maybe Gallifrey is interpreted into it. Gallifrey perhaps, maybe, but I'd love the Edge as well.
I just want to see 11 one more time, and I'll be happy.
I just want to see my beloved clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see if they do integrate any of the past Doctors. I know there's been talk that it is in a multi-Doctor story. It's focusing mainly on 14 and then regenerating into 15. But I would like to see, especially since like the 50th was such a big like celebration of all the Doctors, I would love to see a celebration of all the Doctors in the 60th as well, because it is the 60th, it's the Diamond one. So I would love to see past Doctors, as those that are still alive, maybe do digital versions of the older Doctors like Troughton, Hartnell, that sort of thing. But what's that?
John Hurt.
John
We'll have
Hurt,
to do
yeah.
visual
Oh
for him,
god,
yeah.
yeah. I would love to see John Hurt again.
Yeah.
He resides in my hometown. We have a doctor from Chesterfield. But yeah, it would be great to see all the Doctors be celebrated for the 60th, both past and present, and now future with Shooty. So
yeah.
We shall see in 2 months.
and whenever they decide to give us the release dates of all the episodes.
It's in November. When? It's in November. Yeah, we need dates. We're nerds. We gotta plan this
Yeah.
crap out.
By this time this goes out, we hopefully know. But this was November for people listening and watching. But where do you prefer? Well, what's your preference for release dates? Like, do you want it 3 days in a row? Do you want it weekly? What do you think?
I would me personally, I would have the final episode, which just remind me, what is it? Which one is it?
The Giggle.
The Giggle. I thought so. To have the Giggle as the 23rd as on the day, so have the finale on the day, and then have the first 2 maybe precede it. So do 1 a day, and then have the 23rd, because we've waited long enough to see who. I know people are like, oh, you can wait a little bit longer. I'm like, no.
Like, no, we can't. We've been waiting long enough.
Why can't we have a week of celebration? Like, just a week of celebration of having these episodes come out. Also, this is something on the side. I'm really hoping we get another cinema experience, because the 50th in the cinema was amazing, and I would love to see the 60th, especially the episodes done in the cinema. I know they're like 3 hours if you put them together, basically. But I mean, if we can sit through the extended edition of The Lord of the Rings, this is nothing.
Yeah, with multiple bathroom breaks, but I don't think that's going to happen in the US.
No.
Being in the cinema, it's going to be in our living room.
You'd be surprised. I went to go see the 50th anniversary when I was still living in the States. So, yeah.
Or it'll probably be in like select cities. My little tiny ass town is not going to have it in the movie theater.
Beg your cinemas. Let the word be known to everyone watching this. Beg your cinemas.
I want the last episode with David Tennant to air on the anniversary of Christmas Invasion,
What day
which was his first episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because that would be like, to me, that would be a neat little kind of like Easter egg send off.
A little nod to anybody that knows that was his first episode.
And it would be kind of that closure that no, he's not coming back after this. This is the end.
What day would that be? What date would that be on?
Oh
there?
Lord.
Go look it on Internet Movie Database.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was on Christmas Day, was it?
No. Hang on.
I don't know.
Christmas Invasion. Actually, no, it was.
Oh, it was. Oh,
2005.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
It's too long. November now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe till December.
Now I think they're all going to be in November. From I think what Russell's saying, it's going to be all in November. I think. But
yeah, because we're getting a Christmas episode as well, aren't we, this year?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a Christmas episode as well.
Russell wants to bring that whole thing back with the whole like do it every year, not this
We
2
wait
weeks.
for Christmas episodes. That was our jam. We gotta wait for the awesomeness of the Christmas episode because they were always good.
I think the Christmas episode is technically Shooty's first episode, I believe, from what the talk is.
Yeah. His first lone one.
Yeah. Because we'll probably see him at the end of the Giggle, obviously.
Yeah, that is a bit of an interesting name. The Giggle.
Didn't they say like each episode actually has multiple titles? I think I read somewhere that each title, there's actually multiple titles of each one.
It's probably short. It's probably like Wild Blue Yonder. I don't believe that. It's called something else. It's probably
like Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah.
Blue Harvest.
Like I read somewhere that the Christmas episode might be called A Church on Ruby Road.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. For Ruby, because I think she's going to be a good companion for Shooty.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'll be excited just seeing 15's first appearance in the anniversary. I'm really excited to see Shooty because he is a brilliant actor, and he can do drama so freaking well. I mean, if you've seen Sex Education,
Yeah.
you know, and he can do comedy really well as well. Like he's brilliant, and he's Shakespeareanly trained, so he can do all the big doctor speeches as well. Those classic big moments for the Doctor. So I feel they did a good pick with him.
Because the Doctor always have to have the big speeches. That's what makes them the Doctor. They got to have their awesome, memorable speeches that were all memorized and do videos about.
and do TikTok videos.
Do TikToks about.
I still
Not
want
necessarily
someone-
maybe dressed as the 15th Doctor, but you know.
I still want someone to cut him off during one of his massive speeches.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny.
I've always wanted River just to be like, dude, no, stop.
No, somebody just shoots him. He regenerates in the middle of his speech.
Just a Dalek just off to the side, just going,
Dalek
I
is
got
just like-
him.
I can't go through another one of these.
Yeah, River's just
No.
like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Sweetie,
Just saw
I
the
love
memes
you, but
on, honey, I love you, but shut up.
Exactly.
I can't go through another
You
one of these
shot
speeches
me.
again.
No, sweetie, I grazed you.
No, I shot through your lapel. I grazed your shoulder.
The shot of Fez, no one is safe.
Yes. Yes.
and
Know
his
how to
and his
save.
Stetson.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be so good to see Shooty. If the Doctor Who's at the standard like the specials are with that trailer, I've got very high hopes for the next series.
I'm just hoping that the writing is going to go back up to what we expect for the series, and it's just standard. And I think with RTD, and again, it's nothing against Chibnall on that, but I think he'll run it a little bit more fluidly. Also,
Everything against Chimbal. Everything.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here.
I'm not.
Ryan, you can be my devil on my shoulder. I'll be the angel.
I will. I'll just be the River on your shoulder.
Yes. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, sweetie. But also, actually, something that doesn't get bring up a lot, except maybe once or twice, is the fact that we might get more merchandise. Now,
Here in Canada, there's nothing here. Me and on where I live,
we live in England. We didn't get anything.
We're so freaking annoyed. Like we're like, why? It's just like why? Even like with BBC Canada, there's nothing. And the only time we ever got any sort of merchandise was when we finally got a Hot Topic here, and that was in 2016, and we got some Doctor Who stuff, and then when Jodie took over, then we got a little bit of her merchandise, but there is literally nothing here in Canada. I always have to go online to purchase whatever I can. I mean, I purchased the 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. It doesn't get here until about the late November, maybe early December, kind of, because there's like nothing here, really.
We have a whole museum.
A museum?
We have a Doctor Who museum. I forget exactly where it is, but yeah.
Well, I think
we
I
have a
know
whole
which
Doctor
one you're
Who
talking
museum.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, but in stores, the only merchandise I ever saw in great abundance were her screwdrivers. That was it.
Yeah, there was like 3 things, and
Yeah.
it was literally her TARDIS, which was rare, and then it was her with the fanny pack figure,
And then her skirt,
and then
her skirt
and
was
then
in abundance,
screwdriver.
and her
Oh.
screwdriver. And that was it. Everything else you had to get online.
Yeah.
I went B&M the other day where I live, and the only figure they had was an 11th Doctor one, what I already have.
Oh, the terrifying Big Chief one. Yeah.
Yeah, the big one that they have in the box.
There's a reason. I mean, I have pretty much every figure, and even the Big Chief collectible figures, the actual detailed ones. I will never buy that stylized one. It terrifies me. And every time I go into BM, there's like stocks and stocks of them. It's just like it's terrifying. The Tennant one looks great, but the Smith one looks terrifying. I'm like, no, I'm gonna skip on that one.
Yeah, when they made one of these, like I've never took it out the box.
I still need to get that.
Like, yeah, but I look forward to when they make merchandise better, because we should have like we did years ago with shelves filled of them.
Yeah, so it's in the box at the moment.
Yeah, the Doctor Who Museum is called Who North America. It is in Canby, Indiana.
Oh, I think there was a friend that lives there and was talking about it. Like another, I can't remember her.
I'm trying to get Darcy to take me. I'm like, I will go all the way up to Indiana if we go to the museum.
I guess there's a reason to go to Indiana now.
The museum?
The only reason to continue.
Well,
Indiana.
besides
Well, I used to have
Darcy,
family that lived there, but they've long since moved, so I never had a reason to go to Indiana. But you know, I need to go to this museum and see what all the hubbub is about. Give it my Whovian stamp of approval or disapproval.
Yeah, I've
I'll
been
go to
meaning
Justice
to.
River. There you go.
I've been meaning to go to the Who shop in London, and I've never been to it.
they have Doctoberfest there.
Oktoberfest. I thought you said Oktoberfest. All right.
Oktoberfest is what
is
it's
that-
called.
Oktoberfest.
there
Well,
a duck with
I
a
would
bow
have to
tie?
see what that's about too. Damn it.
I want to see a duck with a bow tie.
We're not going anywhere until February.
Sophie Aldred is going to be there. I don't know what it is. There used to be a Doctor Who convention in Atlanta called Who Atlanta, but it was originally called Timegate. Then it became Wholanta, and then we didn't anymore.
Anyway, bye-bye.
Well, I've
Yeah,
been
like
meaning
everything
to
else.
I've been meaning to fly out for Gallifrey 1 because
You
it's in my
should.
home
You
state.
should. I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna go. You should go.
Because my parents live about an hour away from it, so like I've been meaning to go, like, because I go out for Halloween every year, and I'm like I want to do 2 trips. I want to go out in January just so I can do Gallifrey 1.
It's in February. Gallifrey one's in February.
Oh, February, sorry. Yeah.
They have a Doctor
I know. How
lookalike
dare I?
contest.
I've never been.
Disappointment.
I know.
They
I'm
have
sorry,
a
sweetie.
Doctor lookalike contest at Doctoberfest. I can do that.
I hopefully they'll post pictures so it can be like, oh.
Oh, ooh.
So we
Hey.
can judge accordingly and then throw chiz at them.
Don't throw
Cheese.
cheese in.
The cheese
This
just
is
comes
not
back full circle.
Wisconsin.
Chiz. It'll be the shredded chiz. So it'll just go everywhere. No, it'll be the little singles that you flip and it'll like land on their forehead.
Just sitting watching the crowd and just them threatening like a knife, but peeling the cheese, those cheese peelers. Just like,
You're gonna get chizzed. Ah.
ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is now about cheese. Thank you for
It
joining.
is. It's devolved into cheese. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
Love a cheese sandwich.
So does the doctor, because he's got a doctrine in cheese making
Doctorate in
from
cheese.
Glasgow.
Doctorate in cheese.
Chiz. Yes.
Cheese.
He's also got a doctorate in basket weaving too. So
He does.
Anyone interested or curious? There's the link
Oh, I'm gonna check that out.
to Doctoberfest.
Man,
look at that.
Doctoberfest. No,
I'm gonna have to make that a trip one of these days to maybe not this year because I'm saving for Gallifrey, but maybe next year we'll go to Doctoberfest and go to the Doctor Who Museum.
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. You know what? That's what we should do on TikTok. We should do some videos, some Doctor Who videos on TikTok and have the hashtag Doctoberfest.
Yeah, Oktoberfest 2023.
Means I have to go get a haircut.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, just where your river one.
I'll just put my river, or Amy in her kissogram outfit will be ready by then. So
Because whenever I do 11's hair, I have to grow it out first so I can get the flop. The flop.
Flop.
The floop.
The
The
flop
flute.
mop.
flop mob is the nightmare. When I went to go meet Matt, it was a nightmare to try and keep it straight when because it was so hot that day as well.
Yeah, it must
I
have been a
met
good day.
Oh my
met
god,
the fifth
I
Doctor
cried.
on the
I
show.
almost cried in front of him.
Did you?
Yeah. I got my Big Chief. I'll bring it down in a second. I got my Big Chief limited edition. Can I ask a favor? And he said, yeah, sure. And I said, can you do a quote for me? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. What do you want me to put? I said, something that means a lot to me. Can you put, and I'll always remember when the Doctor was me? And he wrote that on the thing. And I was like,
Aw.
it was like, I almost cried right then and there. And then I had to get kind of pushed along by
the bodyguard.
Bye, Matt. Yeah,
Let me cry, dude. My feet.
he was so lovely. If you ever get a chance to meet Matt, please do. He is the loveliest. I said, I've waited 13 years to meet you since series 5. And he's like, and it's finally here, and I'm very happy I get to see you. I'm like,
If I saw
Alex is still on my bucket list.
Matt, the first thing I'd say to him was,
let me get
Kinney.
I know this face.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, I never forget a face.
I never forget. I know you do.
Yeah.
When I got to meet the fifth Doctor at Pensacon and I was doing the photo op and I was dressed as 10, he just looked at me and rolled his eyes and chuckled. He was like, really? That's who you just, I was like, yes.
It's hilarious that I met which Doctor? Fourth Doctor? No, fourth wasn't there. The other Baker, Colin. When I met Colin.
Yeah. Sixth Doctor.
And he looked at me. He's like, "You have my hair. Give it back to me." I'm like, "No, it's fine." And then when we went to take the big group photo, he's like, "There she is. She has my hair." And Peter Davidson leaned in right before the photo. He
Get
says,
her.
"Your hair is much, much better than his was." I was like, "Yes." And then they shot the photo. I'm like going, "It's great."
Actually, what would have been funny is if you had just gone, fine.
Next time, if he does that next time, I'll just take my hair off and be like, "Here." No, I'll bring the extra wig and be like, "Here you go. You get the hair now."
Well, Paul McGann asked if he could have a pair of my 3D glasses. He was like, "Oh, I haven't seen these in forever. Can I have these?" And I was like, "Sure, as long as
Like
you sign."
I'll just bring the extra hair and be like, "Here you go. You get your hair back for a day."
That's the Big
If he
Chief.
comes back to Pentagon.
Well, what's really funny is when I was very young, I would get him confused with the Greatest American Hero guy.
Oh.
They did have the same hair.
They did.
That curly mop.
My prized possession of that thing. Yeah. Yeah, it was absolutely lovely. That man.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there he is. I don't know.
Hey.
So the screwdriver I'm holding currently, Matt has touched it, so now this is a holy relic. So Matt's held this screwdriver.
Nice.
Can you sleep with it at night now?
No, it gets a special case. You know the 11th Doctor universal remote?
Which is what I
have. Yep, that one. You know, it comes with that little that display. Yeah, this is what that sits in. So it's in its own reliquary.
Facebook Market. My aunt was like, "You got to get the Blu-ray DVDs," and then when I got them, this came with it, and it's a universal remote, and I've yet to figure out how to unscrew it and get it to work. So it's just there on my desk, just there. I have to get it to work.
It's a great display piece, though.
I have this one. The 10th Doctor one.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like it. I don't carry to cons because besides the fact of how much it was, which we don't disclose that, but it has a delay when it makes the noise because it's a remote.
Hmm.
So
I get very paranoid when I take my rubber toe replica to cons. I literally, like, in my purple coat, I have to keep patting my breast pocket just to make sure it's still there. Because, like, that thing is made by the guy who built Matt, so I'm like, so to me, it's like a sacred object. I'm like tapping my shoulders. It's like, what's that cosplayer doing? He's tapping his coat for some reason.
Yeah, just checking it's still there.
Just want to make sure it's still in my pocket.
I just hate how easily these fall apart.
Yeah,
I've heard.
when
Yeah,
I've
I've
met
got
Doctor Who actors, they kept falling off. Like the knob at the end keeps falling off, and then and then I said to him, I said to him, hold it like this so it don't fall off. And I said, yeah, I know, I've done it before.
I dropped this one time and the entire thing split apart.
Oh,
Batteries fell out and everything, and I was like, really? My biggest issue is this: the little thing comes off,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you
it
can't
does,
glue
doesn't
it
it?
on, because if you glue it on, then you cannot change the batteries.
yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's where the screw is, where you take it out to take the battery component.
The
You
batteries
need
are
a screwdriver for the screwdriver.
Character options make a sturdier screwdriver.
The battery is so tiny as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a watch battery, I think.
Yeah. I was just happy to find a 10th Doctor screwdriver that wasn't
Cost.
and costly. This
Yeah.
was in a DVD collection, and it cost me $10. And it makes the sounds and does all this stuff. It doesn't like glow blue. It does the blue light, or the black light, but it's still
Yeah.
I was able to find something for like $10 versus like 300.
The hardest one, and it took me years after Capaldi's era to find, and thankfully my good friend Grace Beard, bought me the 12th Doctor Sonic at a con she went to, and I've been hunting that thing since, like, it's like the white unicorn, like in the wild, like trying to find that thing was the nut.
Like the other version, when he had the other version of this or this.
That one.
This one?
Yeah, the blue one. The blue ones are selling on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money, and they're so hard to get a hold of.
I got this for $30 off of Amazon.
Yeah, it's like 80 quid now. Like, just out of the box. Yeah,
Man,
it's crazy.
And I'm so glad that I found this for $30.
Yes, if you have one, keep it. They are like
Yeah.
friggin' holy relics.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's so massive as well, isn't it? Like
It is. It's a beautiful Sonic, though.
Yes,
I
it is.
know a lot of people weren't happy about it, but I like the 12th.
I like the design, and I like the different
The multifunction.
the multi-function of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, there's so many good Sonics. When I met David Tennant earlier in the year, it was it was quite fun because I saw him, and I was very wise when I met David, because I came with a 10th Doctor poster and a 14th Doctor poster for him to sign. And I took my time taking them out, because I know they can't rush me if I haven't got them out yet. So I'll be as long as I can
Slowly pulling it.
to take them out. And then, because it was getting filmed, like the bodyguard was nudging my parents, saying he needs to hurry up, he's taking too long. And then I think they were like, yeah, he's autistic, so they backed off. And then I've 2 minutes and a half ended up speaking to him for. It's lovely. It's very really got sort of energy about him. If you get the chance to meet him, he's a lovely person. But yeah, it was pretty fun. He answered some of my question. I answered him. I not answered him. Asked him. But yeah, he said the 60th is going to be unexpected. So it's going to be unexpected. Yeah, very nice. But yeah, he's a lovely man. It's just so different hearing him in his Scottish accent.
Yeah, a lot of the Doctor Who actors I've met have been just wonderful, lovely people to talk to. Even when I go, when I was talking to Paul McGann and talking about the first thing I ever saw him in, or talking about when he was briefly in the Three Musketeers, and you would never know it's him because he's got his face all made up in a different
Alien
wig,
3.
and different accents, and I was like, I'll tell you. he's like, oh my god, thought about that movie in what 30 years, because that's how long it's been since it came out. So it was lovely to speak to them all, and I usually get them to sign River's diary because I've got some blank pages. And then when I was talking to Christina Chong, who was Lorna Bucket, and I was like, yeah, Doctor Who was the first thing I ever saw you in. And of course I watch her in Star Trek now, so it was just nice to speak to all of them and hear their stories, or a lot of the companions from Old Who know who River is, and like, oh my god, you're River Song, you're so amazing. So
I ran into Alex Kingston at Universal just randomly. she was in line for the Universal House of Horrors, and I'm like, I recognize that back of the head. It's literally, and even in the wild, she still has that fuzzy, frizzy hair.
yeah.
And I'm like, no way, it can't be. And she turned around because she was with family, and I'm like, what the heck? It's Alex Kingston. I'm like, nope, stay calm, stay calm.
Like,
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I've never met an actor from the show out in the wild before. This is unusual. I've only seen him at cons. Like, this is
actors,
unusual.
they're just like us. They go
Are
to
they
Universal.
now?
Yeah, they're in hiding for most of the year, and then they come out every once in a while.
What are they like?
I kept
cicadas
running into her
now?
for the rest of the day, so it was very awkward. Because
New actors are cicadas.
I talked to her after we got out, because we were in a very secluded place. And I said, "Can I get a picture with you?" She's like, "No, but I'll shake your hand." I'm like, "Okay." And then I kept running into her for the rest of the day, so it was really awkward. I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not
following you. I
I'm
swear.
not following you." Full times. And I think my cousin's partner, she was like, "Who's she?" I'm like, River Song from Doctor Who. Also, she's in ER, but mainly Doctor Who.
It's like she's in so many things that I can name off.
That's when
And
I
now
go
for the
out.
bloopers.
That's when I go out. Yeah. The Subway network is not working today, is it? But
Welcome back.
yeah,
I lasted
thank
for a
you.
whole hour and a half.
I've been here for years. Where's
Thank you.
everyone?
Thank you. But with Alexandra Kingston, she I watched a series she's in on Netflix called The Night Agent. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But speaking of the Subwave network, guys, it's quite funny because when I went out and they've all swapped places on the screen for me. Because we all on Instagram, they created Subwave Network, Doctor Who, didn't they? Do we think that's just coincidence, just for us fans to be in a whole network together, or do we think that's somehow involved? The Subwave Network is involved in the specials.
It is a bit of an odd coincidence that they bring something kind of obscure back from that era. So, I mean, I think it might possibly have more to do with the 60th. I think there's, but
they're pulling from bits and pieces from during Ten's era. So
yeah. It is more than I think than a coincidence that they chose to use that for marketing. I think
That first message still gets me. Like it's the line that Harriet Jones said, isn't it? Like the Subway network is open. We are here. Can you hear us?
yeah,
that's the
one
first
giant
message.
Zoom call.
Yeah, and it just yeah. That was for the trailer, but they're putting little bits on there. But that is interesting.
I wonder if Unit still owns it. Like after the events of that, I wonder if Unit kind of has control of the Subwave network.
Yeah, maybe Kate does, or Shirley and I think Shirley Ann Bingham's character is kind of Kate's sidekick now, maybe, possibly.
Small very thing I was proud of. We finally have a Bingham in the show. I got a small amount. I got a small amount of pride for that. I'm like, yay! I've got a character in the show that has my last name.
Yeah, you're related now.
Yeah. Who are you? It's just like I'm also a Bingham. No, it was a little bit. I was like, cool. We have a Bingham in the show now.
Yeah,
Small victories.
like when David Tennant was saying that about if she remembers me, she will die. I literally always thought that was Wilfred talking to Wilfred or something. Or
Yeah,
Rose.
I actually thought that was.
Yeah, I thought it was one of them two. I did think it was good. It's interesting why he's speaking to Unit. Maybe he goes to Unit straight away to figure out who he is. Maybe. Because he don't know who he is anymore. He says so. We'll find out who he is.
Feels very
We
12.
know who we are.
Yeah.
Especially when he has a lot of faces, a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must remember that he's the same face. Or he felt something.
He's just like, what the fudgeroo's going on here, kids?
Just running back, running back to it's like, remember me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Scottish man now with a slightly English accent.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, don't want you now.
Yeah. Here's a question for you all. Do we think that because of the trailer, we know the Toy Maker's in it and he's going to be the villain, but do we think that the Toy Maker isn't the ultimate villain, isn't like the biggest villain in the 60s? Do we think there's going to be someone else under it all?
I don't think so. I think Toy Maker is the big bad. I mean, he is, even in his like the episodes he was in back in the 60s, he was a huge deal before the Daleks. I believe this episode might have been before the Daleks. I could be wrong, but like he was a massive villain then, and I think he's still a massive villain now. Though part of me does want to see Omega come back in some way, but we'll see it. But I think he is primarily the villain. I think in that its speculation is a bit weak. I think he is still the villain. But I'll be happy to be wrong if it turns out to be so.
Yeah. That would be nice. Because the trailer just gives everything. They don't give everything away in a way, but it gives us what we could be about. Yeah. It'd be nice to see the Rani maybe a different Time Lord return in the new series. Jinx Monsoon's character is interesting to see who that will be.
You could have the medley monk, come back.
Yeah.
No one remembers him.
Yeah.
No more Slovene. I think they're done now.
I like the Slovene. They were funny in a few episodes.
They were funny, but they're a very gimmicky villain and just a one-off kind of thing, I think.
Yeah,
well, I think the design of the Slovene would be a whole lot better than it was in 2005, where it's kind of clumsy and definitely
They were actually threatening in like World War III and that, and then they became kind of a running joke.
Yeah,
especially in the Sarah Jane Chronicles adventures. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's like I'm actually on that episode where they came back, and Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Sarah Jane Adventures was lovely.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I only go back to rewatch it for the Death of the Doctor episode. Because it's more Matt.
Yeah, he was good in that, Matt.
Oh, he was brilliant. RTD really really shone with the writing for 11, because it was someone other than like really Moffat using 11. But I love that speech he gives to Joe Grant, where she's like, "So you've been watching me this whole time?" And he goes, "No, you're right. I don't look back. But what the last time I was dying, I looked over all of you, and I was so proud." And it was such a beautiful speech. And I think RTD has this way of like, I think he works really well with other doctors, and I'd love to see him write 11 again. But that's just kind of my fan fantasy. I'd love to see more of that, more of like what we got in Death of the Doctor. Like if we were to get like a reunion of Doctors.
I think the 60th is a good time for it because like we have a lot of older doctors that may not in 10 years' time be here. In the they might because they're quite old. A lot of the older doctors, so I think it'd be nice to see them in the 60th. And people like Susan maybe, or going all the way back. If you're going
we
all the
need
way
Susan.
back, yeah, Susan would be nice.
One day I will come back. Well, grandfather, what took you so long?
Oh, if Susan's in it, it'd just be so funny because she'd be like, "You said you come back. How long is it gonna take?"
Well, the thing is, like,
do you have any time? Do you have any idea what time it is?
Well, the thing is, she's a time lady. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, yes, we could do Carol Ann Ford, and it would be nice to see her in the special. But we could also have other versions of Susan, like so. Because David's human, who she marries, and then she's herself as time lady. So, unless she decided she wanted to die with David, in which case, never mind. That's the end of that story. I know that got very dark.
How dare you get dark?
I do have a funny thing really quick. So at Dragon Con, there was a Queen Elizabeth running around with a wanted poster with the 10th Doctor on it.
Yeah, she was so cool.
And I avoided her like I
hid
hid behind 9 and 11.
Yeah, she was at the Doctor Who ball.
Yeah, that was right far. If you guys could go to Dragon Con, the Doctor Who ball, like you will see the clockwork, like there's a picture floating around where it was a girl, they were Beauty and the Beast, and they were a Dalek and a Cyberman, and they were at the Who ball, and they have been like all over the Doctor Who pages lately.
Yeah, they had the creepy doll from that during 11's era where they get trapped in the dollhouse. They had there was one of them there.
Night
she was
Terrors.
really cool looking.
From Night Terrors, yeah.
Night Terrors, that's the name of the episode.
A couple of years ago,
one of my favorite
silence.
ones. Oh yeah, they had the Judas, the Silence. Of course, they had Weeping Angels, and they had the Clockwork People. I didn't see any of the cat nun nurses this time around.
Last year we saw those, I think. Was it last year?
Yeah, they were there last year. And then the cats from Gridlock were there as well.
Brannigan.
Like the cat from when he went into the car and there was the cat and the human.
Brannigan, yeah.
Yeah, they were there as well last year.
Well, that's very interesting. Yeah, it's nice when you go to them and you see all these different people going as different creatures or different monsters, different doctors.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do one of the characters from the Almost People, one of the Flesh when they're and they got the thing they obviously look like the Flesh. I've had that in my back pocket of wanting to do.
I have a soft spot for that episode.
That episode creeped me out, and I always remember that episode because I had a barbecue when that was happening, and it always reminds me of SAM by Rihanna because that was playing at the barbecue. So whenever I think of the Flesh episodes, I think of that.
Yeah, that's always my favorite because of course we find out Amy's the Flash this entire time.
I love doing that scene on TikTok. It's such an
I
emotional
love
scene.
that's one of my favorite scenes to do.
And then Rory's
Yeah.
like, "Get away!" The Doctor's like to Rory. But yeah, that is a good episode.
It's a very underrated one. It gets a lot
Yeah.
more hate, but then you just remind people we have Love and Monsters exists.
And then you got A Good Man Goes to Wars, which is after that. The Flash
That's
episode.
such a good
Yeah,
episode.
and that's even better episode because we
That's
find out who
better.
Piper is, and I could do her entire speech, of course.
Oh, I love doing the angry 11 speech where he's like, and when children come outside your door and say, I found the house of Colonel Runaway, and he's just he goes to I love that scene. It's just
I
it
loved
shows.
it.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
No, okay. Go on.
I was just gonna say it really shows because at that point we'd never seen a really angry 11, and it shows the restraint. I love the way 11's anger I feel is the more effective because he doesn't shout. He literally talks down to you like a child, even though
Yeah.
you're an adult, and I love that. I find it quite threatening. And again, it's a great show of Matt Smith's acting of being an older being in a young body, and I love that. I love watching him work.
Yeah, it's like I loved. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was done.
Of course, I partial to loving River when she comes in and she's basically scolding him, basically saying it's your fault why I got kidnapped. You're the reason why I had the upbringing that I did. But I love River because she always brings them back down to because Eleven's got a huge ego, and she's just like, this isn't my fault. She's like, yeah, it is. This is all your fault. It's like, what the hey, yo?
You think this was me? This wasn't me.
This
This was
you.
you.
This is exactly you.
Yeah.
All of it. You make them so afraid.
It's
Don't get me started.
such a real.
They're
It's
so
a great
good
scene.
together. They're so good together, River and the 11th Doctor.
Yeah, and she even brings out and like, you insist the face of you're a god, but you insist the face of a 12-year-old. She's like acknowledges like you look massively younger than me, even though you're massively older than me. Yeah.
My favorite scene in the Good Man Goes to War episode is the one at the start where they actually they're all the monks, and then Matt Smith comes lifts his hood up and to say
Surprise!
Surprise. I love that scene.
I mean, following on from when he's taunting the general and calling him Colonel Runaway, and then you've got Madame Kavarian just going like, "Good men don't need rules." He's like, "This is not a day to find out why I have so many." Oh, I get chills every time I watch that because it's just like the Doctor. When you think of the Doctor, you think of this really positive, like heroic character, and he has flaws.
Yeah, he's really dark.
He is a dark character, and like, I mean, you definitely saw this with like 10, like especially when he gets into the time of Victorious,
especially the Waters of Mars. It changes that whole thing. That whole ending is just like,
oh, I got chills the first time I watched that. I was like, I don't know who I'm watching anymore. I love that
episode, especially the ending part. And he's just like, when it all happened, and he's like, holy crap, what did I do?
It's the realization. You see him in shock after.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna change time, and then the humans just like, no. And instead of having her heroic ending, and he's just like, holy crap, what have I done? Yeah.
This is what I mean.
That's where your ego gets you in trouble, Doctor.
I know everyone wants a really positive ending to like the 60th, but I really want a kind of darkish ending to move into a more lighter, shooty era. Like I want to see kind of a more like Mason said, and what David said to him was like, it's going to be unexpected, and I really want to see something that's going to go, whoa, like,
yeah, because the
crikey.
50th ended light and
Yeah.
it went into, you know, the rest of what 11 was all about before we get into 12. So yeah, I would have it kind of deepish, darkish, yeah, to where we're just going at the end.
Obviously with hints of light, but you know what I mean, like where it's just kind of like the finale would be this big kind of emotional ending.
Yeah,
And
we're all bawling our eyeballs out, and then look, it's 15.
exactly. But treat it like, because it's
Right.
a regeneration episode, and let's face it, every regeneration episode, like, we always end up bawling our eyes out. And I love the fact that they always put it at Christmas as well, the happiest time of the year, and it's just like you're bawling.
Like, let's make this really sad to where you're bawling your eyes out. Even River's Christmas episode, where we all know that when she's like, "Oh, you're giving me a present," and then it's her sobbing. I'm going, "Oh."
How long are the nights of delirium? 25
24 years.
24 years.
years. And I'm just like, yeah, she get 24 years with him.
I remember sitting in the living room with my parents watching Matt's final episode and seeing the speech. We were all, oh my gosh, my parents were in tears, I was in tears. It was just like such an emotional.
Especially when he's just like Amelia, and then you see Amy's hand, and I'm like, is that Amy Pond? And then she's like,
yeah.
Man. I'm going,
There's a reason I've done it so many times on TikTok, because it's such a beautiful scene. And I did the quote for like Matt as well. I felt really embarrassed.
Okay, here's a question for you. What's more sad, the regeneration for the 11th Doctor, or Amy and Rory in the
don't.
Manhattan?
Oh, don't.
They both made me bawl my eyes out, both of them.
You never tell an 11th fan that question. That's like,
no, they are both sad because I've watched the scene so many times that I know the background music. So I'm just listening to, like, you know, series 7 music, and I hear that music kick on. I'm going,
I remember doing it with, like, I mean, no matter how many times I do it on TikTok, and I remember the most recent one was with Gretchen, and she was doing Amy, and I came out of that recording bawling my eyes out, because it's where he goes, come along. You don't really hear it unless you're really listening, but you can hear him go, come along, Pom, like, please. And it's so quiet and soft, and it's just, just kills me every time.
Yeah, anytime that I've either listened to the music, either listened to it, or whenever I finally get Amy's full outfit for that outfit, I'll be like, okay, in the caption it'll be like, okay, she doesn't blink this much, but I'm crying, so you're just gonna have to do it with me going.
Okay, here's a counter to this, Mason. Here's a counter. Okay, so sad, yes, absolutely. Angels of Manhattan takes the cake, but happy sad is for Matt, because it is a beautiful ending. It's him accepting the end, and it's a beautiful ending to that.
Yeah, and once again, River's like, I'm gonna get her to make an afterword. Hey, that page you ripped out, you know. Yeah. Oh wait, I ripped that page out.
No,
60th. So. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, I've got a question for you all, and then we do a sonic screwdrivers, and then we can disappear. So I'm going to ask you all a question, which I started on the last episode because I find it really interesting, and then at the end I'm going to put it all into one big video for ready all for the specials. So I'm going to start with, who should I start with? I'm going to start with Ryan. So the question is there, pick one thing that you really want to see in the 60th anniversary or specials to happen?
Skip me.
Okay, right. I'll go to David. You start, because I think I know your answer. What do you want to see happen in the 60th anniversary?
apart from the regeneration, I am very excited to see the toy maker finally talking to this more modern incarnation of the Doctor after so many years. I want to see that familiarity between the two.
Okay. Okay. Holly? What about
Other than us seeing Gramps, in his final form, Bernard Cribbins, of course I want to see Donna get her closure, whatever that may be, wherever that leads, whatever it may be, her get some closure.
you? Yeah. That would be nice. It'd be really sad to see Wilfred one last time. It could be so nice. Brian, have you thought of anything?
I actually agree with Holly. I want Donna to have a happily ever after, but not because her mind is wiped.
Yeah.
I want her to still have the memories of everything that happened, but she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be nice. On the other hand, David wants all disruption.
I am an agent of chaos.
Yeah. Chelsea, what about you? What do you want to see happen?
Well, I honestly, I'm got mixed emotions. I definitely want to see something dark, but I want to have Donna to have obviously some type of closure, like and just I don't even know. I would like them to be safe, but I want to see something dark. That's all. I don't even know how to explain it, but I definitely want to have
Something very deep and emotional while still having that bit of light.
Yeah.
Nothing can happen to Bernard Cribbins. That's the only thing. Nothing bad happens to him. We riot in the streets if it does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that needs to happen. But we know some sort of disruption is going to happen because they're going to try a load of fire everywhere. So yeah, the toy maker's doing chaos. Yeah. Right. Before we go, guys, let's all Sonic off screwdrivers at the screen.
Have a working Sonic. Not even working.
Here, I'll put on the red
Doesn't
setting
do
too. Yeah, take that red setting. Yeah, just imagine because it doesn't have sound.
Just imagine it has sound, though. Make the noise.
Imagine the sound. Here, let me get the sound of the other one, and that'll make the sound of this one. Here, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Someone turn off my screen. I don't have it.
I have to do the sound of 12 to make the sound. I smell food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for joining today. David, Holly, Ryan, and Chelsea. Great to have you on again. It's hopefully the 60th anniversary is what we hope for. And we really enjoy it. And we'll talk to each other and we'll see what we think afterwards. And yeah, there'll be lots of different videos to be involved in and around the 60th as well. But to anyone listening and watching, we hope you enjoy it as much as we have. Happy anniversary of Doctor Who. And thanks for listening and watching, whatever time it is for you. But yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.